So I have a quick presentation. I just wanted to bring it down from a kind of a level where we're all thinking in these concepts and ideas to where SIANI is. We've created this event today, and where can we go now? So SIANI really, it's we're interested in networks, we're interested in people, we're interested in what you're interested in. As a platform, we look to support our members. All of you, if you're not yet a member, I hope that's in the top, at least top 3 things when you go home, is to join our mailing list and become a member, because we serve our members. That means if you're doing something that you're passionate about, you feel like you want other people to know about it, we can help you with that. That could be in the form of on our website, it could be in the form of an event, it could be co-organizing something, who knows? It all depends on what it is we have a dialogue about, but we're open to those dialogues. We have this, we've heard from 4 expert groups today, some really, really interesting work that's been happening in Kenya over the last 5 years, I think it started. And in 2019, we'll be doing another call for expert groups as well. What expert groups are, it's a group of experts, and of course, my definition of experts, you don't need to be a professor, you don't need to be the CEO of a business, you don't even need to be a graduate. Experts are just people who know an incredible amount about their subject they work in. These expert groups bring together different sectors, from academia, with government, with the private sector. Those are the kind of exchanges that we're looking to create, similar to what's happened in this room today, that don't normally happen. They don't normally happen. Normally, the government doesn't talk to academia very closely, and not in a content type of dialogue that we're having today. These things don't normally happen, and that's what our expert group's concept is to actually create these dialogues. Impact. We also want to show impact. So here today we've really lit a lot of fires and hopefully inspired a lot of thinking. And this is really what's important to SIANI and going forward. We have to show our impact we make, and this was just one example that we got. We're stuck in Sweden, and often the work, even though we work incredibly much with smallholder farmers, with enhancing agricultural production, gender equity, all these type of topics, we're very far from actually the place, the ground where these things get implemented. And so when we get approached just randomly on WhatsApp about people saying, you know, this is going around Rwanda at the moment, this blog that we wrote, this is what happens to a lot of our work that we don't find out about. And so what we'd like to do is to provide that SIANI service to all of you as well. Tell us what you're doing, we will share it, and maybe you could be big in Rwanda as well. So this is just one example, and this, of course, when we show our funders what is the impact that we've created, they just love this. This is like gold dust to them. So that's just one case of impact. In the next year, these are a few events that are going on. Every year we've had an annual meeting in January in Stockholm. It's nothing compared to this meeting today, honestly. I think you should give yourselves a round of applause. Because the energy we create in Stockholm is just a small percentage of what's been created in this room today. So I think it's been fantastic, and I've been hidden away over there, letting you get on with your work today, but there's been a lot of interest on social media in what's happening out here in Nairobi today. And I think this is going to have a big impact in as we're developing our work plans, as Carolyn said, and how we go forward and working as well. And then just some additional, a few tiny comments. So we're here, we're with you, but SIANI itself, we don't want to build capacity because that's unsustainable. SIANI doesn't live here. SIANI is just an organization that likes to stimulate you to build that capacity. So don't think that SIANI will come in and we'll be able to implement projects on the ground. That's not what we're good at. What we're good at is communication. We're good at seeing those shoots of an idea and giving it a protective cage, supporting its development until the fruit is born. That's what SIANI does. We want to cause the transformation towards a better ag system. That's why our hashtag is Better Ag. A few ideas also. I mean, I've been actively listening as I've been tweeting and all that. Some things I'd like to, if you're interested, maybe we could just discuss after. I think SIANI could support some kind of mentor scheme. I've heard really today that there's a lot of dinosaurs in the room, there's a lot of youth in the room. I refer to myself as ex-youth, former youth. But I'm feeling like perhaps because you're all members of SIANI, perhaps there is some kind of matchmaking initially that SIANI could do, or through our partnership networks as well, just to match up people that are interested in new, interested in learning and sharing ideas. And of course, when I talk about internship, I don't just mean knowledge from more experienced people going to unexperienced people. We've seen today in the room, just because you've got a lot of miles on the clock, it doesn't mean you're the smartest person and have all the knowledge. We have Rachel, we have Elizabeth, we have Steve, who know far more about things than many of the older, more experienced people in the room. And what I love is that this room, we all recognize that people's expertise that we have in the room is not related to age, sex, gender, anything like that. You are on your own merits considered, and that's what's really important to us. Yeah, and of course, the underlying factor of this, we see the business case. I think this is so important as well. I think the age of kind of development aid supported projects is over. If your project isn't making a profit, there's something wrong with your project. That's not going to help anybody get out of poverty. That's not going to help anybody develop. So I'm happy that came up again today.